Morning. Morning, Paul.
Morning!
Morning, Tina. All right, love? Yeah, I'm great.
That was terrible.
I'm feeling nice and rough.
She'd make a good Wurzel Gummidge character, wouldn't she? Tina Turnip.
Tina Turnip.
Tina Turnip. Then she could have a turnip head and be all sort of dancey and long-legged.
I once went to a fancy dress party as Tina Tuna.
Did you?
Yeah.
Slightly fishy.
It was an underwater theme.
Right, okay. What did you look like?
I didn't actually get dressed up.
So you went to a fancy dress party as Tina Tuna without actually...
Yeah. I don't like fancy dress parties.
Wouldn't it be better Tuna Turner?
Tina Tuna.
Tina Tuna.
Paul, you're terrible at things like that.
Oh, you're terrible at things
You
like
are,
that.
Paul.
Oh.
So welcome everybody. There is a reason why I'm wearing Tina Turner today.
We're going to see Tina Turner.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're not?
No, she doesn't perform anymore. Poor Tina's not been very well.
Well, she's getting on a bit.
She's
isn't
82.
She? Yeah. Right. I don't think I'd be able to do her stomping and things like that. I mean, those heels were big, weren't they? Yeah.
We're going to get onto that in a minute, Paul.
Oh, right. Okay.
God, don't jump the gun.
Sunday chat!
So welcome, laddie, welcome. Thank you for tuning in this week to the show, which is called
Sunday chat.
Yeah. Now, before anybody starts saying anything, yes, there has been a little bit of a change to the sofa.
Oh, yeah.
We've now got a grey cover,
Yeah.
light grey with a different throw, and also different wall hanging too.
Have we?
Yeah, I've swapped the two over.
Oh, right,
Did you
okay.
not notice?
Oh, I hadn't noticed that. No.
Why do I even bother?
I don't know. It looked great where
This
it
is
was.
the summer sofa look. The pale grey cover, which
No,
is actually
it's
new.
New summer sofa look. New look summer sofa.
Yeah, I wanted to change, so I bought a new cover for the sofa. IKEA, fairly inexpensive to do.
Was it cheaper than not buying it at all?
No.
Right.
No, I haven't saved anything.
The problem with this colour is that I need to be careful that I don't spill things.
We need to be
on
careful, full stop.
it. Well, I am careful, full stop.
At our age, there should be no spillages.
No.
Really.
No.
But it's polyester, it's not cotton, so it's hard wearing.
And it won't be eaten by moths.
And actually it's 90 something percent recycled polyester.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
I think that is good. And actually, when it's recycled properly, it's better than buying cotton.
Right.
Because cotton uses a lot of resources to produce and a lot of water.
Oh, it used a lot of water.
So
absolutely.
actually, I think this was the wise choice. Thank you.
Well, it was a wise choice, yes. Yeah. Well, there we are. So that was Sunday chat.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get on with the show. Welcome, bloody welcome. Thank you.
So why are you wearing that t-shirt?
All platforms, including Instagram, Facebook, and our Facebook group, Planet Vegetaria. That's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual. Twitter, and also Coffee, our coffee page where you can buy us a coffee to support us. Thank you. Why am I wearing Tina Turner? Well, I found this t-shirt when I was clearing out.
Right. Did you sell tickets for that? Or
No.
No.
It was just before I started working at Wembley. But I bought this, I think, at Woburn Abbey.
Oh, right.
Which was July 1990. So this t-shirt is 32 years old.
That's ridiculous.
And it's actually never been worn.
Yeah.
I washed it on a very, very low temperature so as to not remove Tina. and her boobs.
Yeah, she's got her baps out there, hasn't she?
Well,
that is so iconic, though, isn't it? That dress.
Well, it was one of the iconic dresses. I mean, this was the Foreign Affair farewell tour. Yeah, so she was 51, I think, when she did this. And the reason I'm wearing it is because I found it inspirational. I remembered back to the concert and the concert opener in particular, where there's this huge metal staircase in the centre of the stage, really high. And she enters from the top, obviously, and she sort of shimmies down the staircase.
How did she shimmy?
You know, Tina Turner dance. I thought to myself, she was in her 50s. And the amount of energy that this woman had to do these performances, and this was a massive, massive tour. She was all over the place, and then back in England at Woburn Abbey in July, and then back in all over the place again, and then back in Wembley in the September when I went to see her again. I think we went 3 times to Wembley. We weren't together then. And I mean, it was a fantastic show, but it's the energy, it's the ability to do things in your 50s. And, you know, I thought if she can do it, anybody can. Yes, I'm going to make a big metal staircase in the garden pool and shimmy down it every night, singing Steamy Windows.
Couldn't you just shimmy down our staircase?
No,
and
the neighbours wouldn't see.
No, but I could record it and then we could splice it into Sunday Chat.
I could, but I'd probably fall down.
I think if I shimmied like that, I think my moves would sort of like, you know, just slap from side to side.
And I know I was talking about women showing their boobs the other week.
Were you?
Yeah, I was. Remember, all these young girls with their boobs out, which I find inappropriate.
Yeah.
But you know what? She earned the right to do that. Wearing a chainmail dress. Really? She did, because she's talented, can perform, can hold a stadium worth of people's attention. Really. Without auto-tune. Thank you very much.
Yeah, oh God, that is like the dearth of...
It's like listening to
music.
a robot.
Yeah, ridiculous. But those were the days, weren't they, where there were big concerts outside, and they weren't like stadium concerts. There were quite a few huge concerts.
Yeah.
Hyde Park, you know.
Well, they still are.
I know, but they seem to sort of... I mean, you can control people more in a stadium, can't you? That's the easiest thing, and you can, I suppose, sell more concessions and all of that.
I don't like stadiums, and I don't really like outdoor events, because I find that, well, first of all, there's no rake. So you're all kind of on one level. So people are in front of you. You don't get a great view. Whereas in arenas, you've got, you know, lovely rakes, apart from the ground floor section. But if you're on the rake in the central position, you get a great view of the whole thing. Because it's not just about the performer, it's about the show itself.
Yeah.
It's about the lighting, it's about, you know, the vibe, isn't it?
We've enjoyed, we went a couple of times, didn't we, to, what's it house, where they have the outside thing and you have picnics. Kenwood.
Yeah,
and Kenwood was always quite good. There was an area that you could buy to sit in and be served in as well now, I think. But then other areas on the bank, you could just sit there with your picnic and have your picnic and watch what was going on.
Without paying.
Yeah,
we were cheapskates.
Yeah, well, we were. I mean, we weren't. Yeah, we were actually. But we had a really good time. You know, we went several times and really enjoyed it. And then you had the fireworks afterwards.
Got to enjoy the fireworks afterwards. Yeah.
So yeah, that was.
But they were classical concerts.
Yeah, I think they do different ones now, don't they?
Music on a summer evening, as they were called. We used to sell them at Ticketmaster, sell the packages.
We went to Kenwood house with Mum and Dad one day. We went into the cafe and we had a scone and jam and tea, and then Mum went to the loo. And as she was coming out from the loo, she still had loo paper, didn't she? Tucked in, and she had a trail of loo paper.
No,
yes, she did.
Didn't. She had a skirt tucked in.
Oh, was that when she had the skirt tucked in?
Yeah,
oh,
your mum's never come out of a loo
Oh,
with
no,
toilet
she has.
paper.
She has.
That's disgusting.
She has.
No, I don't think she has. Certainly not when I've been there.
She definitely has. Oh, and then the different coloured shoes. Do you remember that coming back? We went to a friend's dad in Somerset, and on the way back we popped into a Little Chef, and Mum slipped on her shoes because she takes shoes off when she's in the car. And then when we had eaten and she went to the loo before we drove back the rest of the way, she got back. She came out of the loo. She pointed out she was wearing different coloured shoes. Do you remember that? A gold pair and a black pair. Oh. Well, a gold one and a black one. Yeah. Anyway,
let's get on now.
Before I just divert onto something else.
Before you reveal anything else awful.
There's something awful there.
Well, I mean, it's embarrassing, really, Paul.
Oh, that was funny. Oh. Anyway, what were we talking about? Weather.
So, the weather. What has the weather been like this week, Paul?
It's been changeable.
Changeable. It has. It's been another changeable week. I mean, it's typical British summer. It's cool. We had like that week of heat. It's now gone cool. It's
cool at night again. It's like 10, 11 degrees.
You need a blanket.
Yeah.
On the sofa of an evening. So yeah, it is cool. It's
we've had some heavy showers, really heavy showers, and I mean literally, it's gone from bright sunshine to overcast and chucking it down.
Yeah,
it did yesterday.
Yeah, did you
afternoon.
get caught in that?
No, because I knocked, didn't I, at a neighbour, and I just I was talking to a neighbour, and then it started raining, and I said, "Oh, I'll come in."
You sought refuge.
Yeah.
Give me sanctuary.
Do you want something?
Yeah, changeable. It's very breezy now.
But yeah, it's typical, really.
Pleasant. It's not unpleasant.
No.
When you're doing things, it's quite warm in the sun. So typical British summer.
But I think we could do with more heat and more sun for the allotment. Everything seems to be a little... Well, the brassicas aren't slow, but everything else seems to be a little bit slow. Yeah.
Okay, fine, that's fine.
Particularly the tomatoes. I mean, I'm sure tomatoes before were about like 3 foot high or even more, and setting fruit, and we're getting a few flowers, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. I got an itch.
Don't do that.
It was my thigh.
Let's look at the week that was.
Well, we had a major thing happen this week.
Fencing has been done. The fencing has been done. And if you want to see more about that, I'm doing a little vlog on our Facebook group, Planet Vegetaria. I may post it on here. I may not. Depends. I'm tidying the garden up. Bit by bit. It's taking a lot of work. Paul, I don't do that to your week at the plot videos, do I?
No, you fall asleep.
Yeah, well.
It's so much bigger, isn't it?
So what happened was the fencing gentleman, Baron, phoned you on Sunday and said, I'm coming tomorrow. Is it okay? And we're like, shit. Quick, finish off what we need to do to clear the space. Alexa, please stop.
So we were expecting it to be done this week, but at the back end of the week. So they'd had a job postponed. So
he surprised us.
He did.
Which was great, actually. We said yes straight away. He came on Monday morning and did the job in 2 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've had the fence run between us and the neighbour at the front of the house, and then along the side of the house, along that side of the garden, and one panel at the back.
There was just one panel that needed to be replaced at the back because the rest is already fine.
Yeah, but we've got a low fence at the back, but we've got bushes that screen us from the other houses. So there was one gap where we took the shed away last year.
God, yeah, that was last year.
Yeah. So, we're really pleased it's been done. It means I can just get on with tidying the garden, looking at the areas that have got gaps, maybe putting a couple of new plants in just to fill up a few gaps, and generally getting it tidy.
It does look much bigger now. We because next door were doing they were renovating their house and they were doing a lot of it themselves, so it took quite a while, and there was a lot of work going on down the side, so we didn't, when our fence fell down a few years ago, quite a few years ago, we just put a reed fencing in, didn't we? Just to separate us, really. I mean, you could see through it. And that was because they were still doing work in their garden, and they've got a dog. Well, we
put the reed fencing in when a storm finally demolished the fence.
I know, but they've got a dog, and it needed to be sort of secure. So it's really interesting that now we can't see into their garden. Our garden, to me, looks so much wider.
Well, your eye is taken as well. So, when you've got a nice straight line and, no distractions, means you can focus on other things as well, like the depth, like the length, blah, blah, blah. So
they did a really good job, and
they did.
Whenever they had a question, because I was working at home, whenever they had a question or just wanted to ask something, they would just sort of shout up or put their head in the house and shout through, and I'd come down and chat it through. But and the good thing is they turned up with everything that they needed, and they took everything, including the old fence, away.
Yeah.
And some of the other quotes that we got, which were 2 or 3 times the price of these guys, we also had to arrange our own skip and get rid of everything, and it was sort of like, highly recommended. There's a few people at the plot that are gardeners, and they often get asked, who would you, by their customers, who would you suggest for fencing? So I'm giving the details of Baron and his company to them, so that
blah blah blah.
Blah,
so
blah,
that's
blah.
all good. The work that our neighbours are having is in full swing.
Well,
something's gone wrong. They're having an extension, and the wall had gone up.
Yeah, an additional side wall had gone up.
The breeze block wall had gone up.
It was over head height, wasn't it, I think?
Oh yeah. It's come down.
Yeah.
They've had to take it down, so clearly something's gone wrong. Oh dear.
I think it was in the wrong place. I don't know.
Something went wrong, and they've had to remove the whole thing, so that's extra dirt and noise and pollution in the air.
I did notice. There is.
A sort of brick dusty sort of type smell in the air.
I noticed when they took the wall down the other day, when I was in here, I thought, there's really quite a musty smell in here. And I think it was the dismantling of the wall. I think it had come down the chimney.
I think it just comes in. These houses have got air bricks.
No, that's true.
So it's just that. Hey ho.
Anyway, so it had gone quiet for a while, haven't we? Hadn't seen any work
they started
there.
at 8 this morning.
Yeah. Well, they're allowed to. So
Yeah, I know.
you know.
Well, they shouldn't be allowed to.
Well, they've got to get on with work.
Nobody should be allowed to do anything ever again.
So yeah, it started again, and they've knocked the back of the house out. Did you notice that yesterday?
No.
Yeah. So yeah.
Welcome to London. So what else for? So by the time you see this, we will have gone and done the Abba Voyage. We're going tomorrow, meeting up with
Saturday.
Because it's Friday today. Meeting up with my sisters down at the Abba Voyage venue, which is over in Stratford, which is sort of East London. And yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to using the Elizabeth line as well.
Yeah, we haven't used that. Well,
we've used the train. The trains have been running for a while, and I think we've been on the train once.
Well, I've been on the train several times.
But not as part of the new line, and I haven't seen any of the new stations either, which are meant to be quite high tech. So we're doing that journey, so we will report on Abba Voyage when we've seen it and enjoyed it. Hopefully enjoyed it.
Yeah, because it's difficult to report on it when you haven't seen it, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah. It's always best to report on things after you've experienced them.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Don't need to go on.
Yeah.
God. So poor.
And also, we thought, the Elizabeth line, it'll mostly be nice and quiet on a Saturday. And then we realised that it's Pride tomorrow. So, central London. I mean, we're scooting through. You know, we're not stopping in central London, but I'm sure the train is going to be busier than we had imagined. The last time we were on a train, Pride, very long time ago. Not a great experience.
No, I have PTSD from that. Even though it was nearly 30 years ago. No, not talking about that.
Oh dear, there we are.
Thank you.
And this week, so it's, I've just realised, it's the 1st of July today.
Pinch punch, first of the month.
So I had hoped to get everything in the ground at the allotment, everything planted out at the allotment by the end of June. I'd actually hoped to get it out 3 weeks ago. It just didn't happen. But I did manage to get everything into the ground by the end of June that we had growing.
What?
The only things now that we've got on our bench really are sort of cuttings and things like that, and also some late sown beans that will replace ones that have been munched on. So yeah, and there are a few areas that we've still got that we could put things into, but we'll see whether we do or not. Yeah. So, and it was such a relief when I finished that yesterday. It really was. Very pleased with that. And also, last week was my June piece in the Guernsey Press of a Guernsey gardener in London. And we'll put a link in the description below so that you can read that if you would like to.
Did you not do a community post?
I did do a community post, yes, but you might as well put it down below as well in case those people that didn't see the community post. I find sometimes they can just vanish, community posts.
Really?
Yeah, you look very pretty like that. Yeah. How many chins there?
Only 3.
So yeah, there we are.
Lovely, Paul. Thank you for that update on things.
That's all right.
That are interesting.
Right. Next.
So, Oh, it's gone a bit dull.
It has.
A cloud.
It looks as though it might rain. Hey ho.
So,
Have you ever been to the Olympic Park? Oh, we went to the Dome, didn't we? But you've not been.
Dome?
Yeah.
What dome?
Isn't it Dome?
The Dome?
Yeah, the Millennium Dome.
No, we went to the O2. Yeah, which is the Millennium
Dome. Yeah.
It's not called the Millennium Dome anymore, though, Paul. It's called the O2 Arena.
It's the
We
Millennium
went to the
Dome
Prince.
to me.
We went to the Prince exhibition
We did, didn't we?
with
Yeah.
Pag and Angie.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was a while ago now.
But we've never been to
No.
Elizabeth Park.
Olympic Park.
Isn't it Elizabeth
The
Park?
Olympic Park.
I thought it was Elizabeth Park.
The Olympic Park.
Oh, I thought it was Elizabeth Park.
You said that 4 times now.
I thought it was Elizabeth Park.
5 and counting. No, we haven't.
No, so that will be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think the views there are quite good of the city. So let's get to the final segment.
You thought we might go to Greenwich?
Oh, well, I've never been to Greenwich.
You've never been to Greenwich?
No, and I thought it might be quite nice to go and take in the view from the park. But it's another train journey and blah, 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 and a big walk and da-da-da-da-da, so I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Right, fair enough. Okay.
But let's just play it by ear.
What does that actually mean?
Oh.
Does it mean that you listen to it and then you can just play it? Is that what that means? Because you're not actually playing it with your ear, are you? No.
It's... Let's just deal with things as they come.
Oh, right. Yeah. There we are.
I suddenly feel tired.
Do you?
I'm in need of caffeine.
Oh, we're not going to have one.
I don't know why. Why not?
Well, I'm not going to go and make one now.
Well, I didn't mean now.
We'll have one in a minute when we
Right,
finish.
let's get on with the segment.
What have been watching? What have
What
been
have
watching?
been watching?
What have
What
we
have we
been
watched on
watching?
television this week, Paul? That's all it is. Don't need to complicate things, Paul.
The
So-
Vast of Night.
Oh, The Vast of Night.
A
The
film.
Vast of Night.
A film on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I really enjoyed it,
Yeah.
I have to say. Now, look, it's kind of, I've got something in my eye now. What were we saying? Oh, yeah.
Vast of Night.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a sci-fi film in an unconventional sense, really, because it's set in the 50s.
Yeah.
They've done an excellent job of the camera work, the lighting, the mood of the 50s. The actors are excellent. It's kind of a mood piece. So it's kind of quite a slow burner as such. Each scene kind of takes its time. There's that fantastic scene where the girl is on the switchboard.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably about 10 minutes long. And it's just her operating this switchboard, phoning various people to find out if anybody knows what's going on. We won't say about what. But it really convinced me that these were people in the 50s.
Yeah.
It was very authentic. I mean, it's so authentic. It was, yeah, just really great. And it's the story of this town and this sort of happening that occurs
Over a few hours.
in an evening, and about the key people involved in this. And it's quite a small cast.
Not as small as Cosmos last week.
No. And it sort of unfolds over time. And yeah, the scenes are lengthy. The dialogue is delivered so well. So it feels so casual and everyday and matter of fact. And they're just great. The actors are brilliant. So we really recommend it.
Yeah, and the camera work, as you say. So there's quite a lot of sort of running about or trying to get from one place to another by car or by foot, and those segments work really, really well.
There's also that long shot that goes on forever.
Yeah,
The tracks along the ground, and we won't say anything more. Really, that was superb.
It's interesting that both of the films, the ones that we watched last week, Cosmos, And this one, there really was a lot of thought in both of those films, and a lot of technical quality in it as well.
And again, The Vast of Night was a relatively low budget film.
Yeah.
As well, under 100,000.
Oh, so it was a
no, not under 100,000. Under 1 million, sorry.
So that's low budget. Yeah. Where of course Cosmos was nano budget.
I think it was 700,000 the budget for The Vast of Night.
Right.
So yeah, really recommended. Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, last week I think we got one of the platforms wrong. So.
But of course, in different territories, it may be on different platforms anyway.
Just look for it. You'll find it. We are rewatching Detectorists.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a BBC series about metal detectors, or Detectorists as they like to be known in this programme.
Why are they not metal detectors?
Because that's the machine.
That's the machine. They're metal detectorists.
So, lovely show. We enjoyed it the first time round. It's so gentle, but quite deep.
Mackenzie Crook,
Toby
Stevens,
is it?
Toby?
No, not Toby Stevens. Toby Jones.
Toby Jones. Yeah, not Toby Stevens. Toby Jones.
It's just such a good show. It basically follows these detectorists on their quest to try and find a fabled Saxon horde in their area. And you've got to wait and find out whether they do actually find anything. But it's the music, it's the
music's fantastic.
The mood, the way it's been filmed and directed. It's very low key, but it's just a good watch.
It's quality again.
It is
absolute quality.
I mean, the BBC, to me, don't come up with that kind of stuff very often, but occasionally they strike gold.
With Mackenzie Crook in Wurzel Gummidge, they it's got that similar
same kind of feel.
It's more adult, but it's got that similar feel to it. Yeah, where of course Wurzel Gummidge is very much family piece.
Yeah.
So.
There's certainly strong language in Detectorists.
Yeah.
But it just has this overall lovely feel to it. So check it out if you can watch it. Obviously, iPlayer will do it, won't it?
I don't know, but
didn't we watch it on iPlayer?
Oh yeah, BBC iPlayer in the UK, and it may be on BritBox, things like that elsewhere. So yeah, do have a look for it because it's well worth it.
Talking about BBC and successful shows, we have been finishing Motherland.
Yeah.
Or what's available to watch at Motherland.
Yeah, I think there might be another series on BritBox. Also, the specials, the Christmas specials, it's difficult to get hold of those. I think we've only seen one Christmas special.
But again, a great show. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the performers. I mean, obviously they've been directed, but people that can deliver lines well. That have clearly understood what the line means. Do you know what I mean? Some actors, you think, did the director let that go? Because you seem to put the emphasis in the wrong place. So it's those actors who can just do it.
Yeah.
Anna Maxwell Martin. I mean, she's just superb.
I mean, they're all superb in Motherland. We've also been watching episodes of The Good Life again.
Yeah.
Which, you're so Margot, you really are. But yeah, I've just been laughing at that. I mean, it's classic. And I said to you yesterday, I'm not sure why Richard Byers had top billing on that, but he'd done a lot beforehand. He'd done a lot in the decade beforehand, you said.
No, he hadn't done a lot. He'd done a couple of things, but he didn't become a big household name until The Good Life.
I'm not sure any of them did. But he's billed above the other three, isn't he?
Right. Why is that, Paul? Why does that normally happen? What did they used to observe with cast lists, baby?
What canopy?
What?
What are you talking about?
What did they used to observe? What rule did they usually
I don't
observe
know.
with a cast list of relatively unknown people? It's normally alphabetical order, isn't it?
No. But he's billed first, and then it says and Paul Eddington and the other two.
B, E.
No, he's billed on his own page, I think, and then the three of them come next.
I think you'll find it was alphabetical.
Oh right, okay.
We also watched, because I'd not seen it, the 1980 version,
1983, isn't it?
or 1980, whatever, 1983 then, early 80s version of The Mirror Cracked, Agatha Christie, with Angela Lansbury,
Mm-hmm.
Elizabeth Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
and
Rock Hudson,
yeah.
and the other American one. Oh,
Can't remember, it
his
doesn't
name.
matter.
Tony Curtis.
Tony Curtis.
Tony Curtis.
I mean, amazing cast, but it looked cheap.
It looked
for a start.
lackluster.
Looked
Yeah.
cheap. Some of the shots are just appalling, really bad. I mean, shooting into beautiful scenery, shooting directly into the sun. I noticed, into whiteout skies where the next shot was blue skies. It's like, why could you not have organised it so you had beautiful, scenery and blue skies on all of your shots? It just seemed really cheaply put together. It's like, have you spent all the money on the cast?
Well, I think it was the same producers as Murder on the Orient Express and Death on the Nile.
You see, I think both of those look more expensive.
Well, they do. But I mean, by far.
But I
By
remember
far.
The Mirror Cracked being promoted
Hugely.
to death.
I mean, I always thought it was more a TV movie.
It looks like a TV movie.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
but you're right. It was
at the
actually a
cinemas. It was
major cinema
yeah,
release.
It was.
Yeah. But
Bizarre.
yeah, it was enjoyable.
Well,
But
to a point.
sort of not. Yeah.
I mean, Elizabeth Taylor, she was at that stage where she was still an absolute beauty. But
she was a fading star.
She was a fading star, which is kind of appropriate.
Because that's
why they
the
chose
character
it.
she plays,
So, yeah, I mean, enjoyable to a point. We've also watched our usual fare, Murder, She Wrote, Countdown, as usual. And it's been weird this week because our timings have been a little bit out.
Yeah.
We've been kind of a bit late having dinner. And I think because summer is in full swing now, it's so light at night, you kind of lose track what time it is. And we've been kind of, on a couple of occasions, going to bed a little bit later. And of course, we have got the next couple of episodes of Stranger Things to watch.
Yeah, so they're out today, aren't
They're
they?
movie length. I think one's an hour and a half and the next one's like over 2 hours. So that's a treat. Whether we'll be doing that today, I don't know. Whether we'll save it.
We'll see. Maybe we do
we'll watch one.
and do the other one maybe on Sunday
Lovely,
or something.
Paul. It's all lovely. What do you think, Tina? It's fabulous. I sound more like...
You sound like that character in the Muppets.
No, I was thinking more. When they met, it was Moira. Think you have heart to heart.
Heart to Heart. Yeah.
Sorry, Tina.
Oh.
Put your boobs away, love. Cover them up. That's it. So that's it. Yay!
Time for coffee.
Yeah.
I think I
Thank
might
you.
cut my hair. It's getting very long. I think it's too long.
I don't think Tina would approve of that.
No.
Thank you. It's bye from us and it's bye from Tina. Go on, do a shimmy, teens. Go on. That's it. We'll be back soon for another show.
another episode of
Well,
Sunday Chat.
We'll be back soon for another show, i.e. our review of Abba Voyage.
Oh, are we doing that separately?
I think so.
All right.
I think so. That's going to be a special. Richard Ball special. Bye then. Thank you.
Are we going now?
Take care. Bye.
Bye.